Hello.
Well, good morning.
So I walk the kids to the bus, but Layla won't let me walk her on to the bus. She wants her dad to stand back and just make sure she gets on it, right?
Like physically walk onto the bus?
Well, she would rather him not even be out there.
Okay.
Like she doesn't want us standing next to her.
Yeah, I get that.
So last year she would get so mad at me when I'd write "I love you" on her napkin, right? So I told Joe, he goes, "Oh, yeah, I learned that the first day of school," right? So this morning I made her lunch and I put a big "I love you" on it. So when she didn't let me walk up to the bus, I'm all, she'll get hers at lunch.
We're not done here yet, lady.
Nope, I'm not done expressing my love to embarrass you. You're only 11. We've only just begun.
Right? Right. There's 8 more legal years, 9 more legal years that I get to do this. 8 more legal
Yeah.
years. Seven.
Joe,
No, seven. Whoa, my mouth is way off.
Joey will still hug us goodbye. But Layla,
Jack will still hold my hand when we walk to school. Like he'll just
Jojo
instinctively
too.
grab up and hold it. And Sean's like,
The only thing he's gotten upset with me is his first soccer game last weekend. I called him Joey instead of Joseph when I was yelling during the game. I need to call him Joseph.
so I feel like that's a conversation where you have with him, like, hey, we're all on board with Joseph. Like we like Joseph. But in the heat of the moment, when you're getting ready to take somebody out at the knees, it's really hard to be like, get him, Joseph! Like, get him, Joey! Is easier for me to cheer you on.
Everybody else is so much better about it than I am because I've been calling him Joey forever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get
Joe.
that. I get that. That's okay.
But he's wanted to be called Joseph for years. He hasn't budged.
Yeah. If that's his thing, that's his thing. Then it's Joseph from here on out. It's just going to be really hard to like exclaim, go Joseph! When I'm so used to going, go Joey! You know, like in the heat of the moment.
Did you have the boys over the weekend?
No.
Joey had a live Fortnite event. I didn't know if either one of your boys played that.
My youngest was into Fortnite for a real quick minute. Not even a quick minute. He was into it for about a year. Like we got the loot llama, we had the backpacks and all that stuff. But when he was done, he was done. Right now, my kids are into Friday Night Funkin', and my youngest is doing a throwback with an old PlayStation game called Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So my kid is into Fortnite Imposters. Is that 2 different games?
couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I have to look that up now.
Joey has no problem ratting people out, man. None. So imposters is you're like trying to figure out who's in the game, who's like killing people off, right? And I'm telling you, we need to start teaching this kid poker now. Because he's like, it's Gavin. You guys don't trust Gavin. No. Look he's popping everyone off. Blah, 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 blah. And you know who it was? Joey.
So, okay, was that Fortnite or was that another game called Among Us?
I think Fortnite might have an Imposters edition now.
Okay.
Or it could have been Among Us.
The Imposter Edition sounds kind of fun then. If that's a part of Fortnite now, I might be into that.
Yeah, it could have been Among Us. I don't want to yell into the apartment right now because Joe is working. Yeah. It might have been Among Us. Yeah.
Among Us, because, yeah, I love Among Us.
Yes, and Layla cannot be on technology. She has been grounded from technology for the week. And so she just had to watch this madness. And she's like she's like me, covering her eyes when it starts to get uncomfortable and stuff. It's hilarious.
In the pandemic, back around November, October, something like that, when Among Us was really popular, I hosted like a little Among Us thing for anybody stuck at home. My kids were on it too. And I went in thinking that I was just going to kind of play, whatever. And before I knew it, I was taking out 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. If I stop the game and I tell you that I think blue Hi, Trisha. And I think that blue is killing people. Like, stop and listen to me for a minute. All right, 9-year-old. Like, I'm not making this up. I can see the whole screen better than you can. It's great that you're 9. You love to play games. Don't forget up, down, down, left, right, BA start 0073735963. I've done my fair share of video games. I can tell an imposter, and I know who's sus.
Telling you, Joseph will give you a run for your money.
Bring it,
dude.
I won't go easy.
And he has no problem ratting the other players out either. None. Zero. None. It could be his bestest friend in the world. You're a goner.
I was manipulating 9-year-olds, and I was stopping the game, and I had like my son, my 2 sons, right, are in there, and there was a couple other kids, I think like another parent, right, and they're all talking back and forth. I'm like, you guys, please listen to me. I'm the parent here. I'm telling you, it was Jackson, right? So everybody would go after my kid. It was me the whole time, but every time I got on there, I'm like,
people
listen.
Go after your own kid.
I'd be like, listen, guys, I don't understand why you're arguing me so much. I'm 42 years old. I'm not lying to you. It's so-and-so. Please trust me on this if you want to win the game. And they would all be all in. Okay, it's him. No, it's not. It's me.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that.
I want to play with Joey now.
Oh, dude. Him and his buddies, they played the other day because we couldn't leave because Layla's grounded. So he played all day, man. And I just let him use his dad's huge TV and play, dude. And, he was killing me.
I'm ready. Oh, yeah. Let's do it, Joey.
Plus, with Layla not allowed on any technology to have to watch Joey play video games all day, it was torture.
That's got to be the hardest, right? Like she's technology driven through and through, and then one day she's gone, and then she's like, "Hey, watch your brother have a whole lot of fun."
Yeah, my dad taught me that growing up. That you don't put kids in the corner, you put them on timeout, and you let them see what they're missing out on. So you play harder with the other kids in front of them while they're on the timeout.
Within a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't leave them there all day.
My third grade teacher.
Which I've never done that.
What's that?
Unless you forget you put them there. My bad.
My third grade teacher, and I think we're talking about this later today. My third grade teacher removed me from, like, you know how like you set desks in my third grade, it was in squares of 4, right? So 2 desks facing 2 desks in a group of 4, right? Well, because I had a hard time like staying in my seat and generally being a good student because I was ADHD to the hilt, like there was no getting around it, right? They removed me from my group of 4 and they put me next to the water fountain all the way in the corner of the class facing the door. So in order to watch class, I had to physically turn around and watch like this. And then she put a sign in front of my desk that said on task and the definition of what on task meant. And so then the kids that had my section of 4 had this big open space where my desk was, right? And I thought, well, maybe my friends will miss me. They used that space to store all their backpacks. And they were like, hey, isn't it so cool that Ian's gone? Because now we can put all our backpacks here. So, and she left me there for like the rest of the school year. So it's always like within a reasonable amount of time pulling back.
I feel sad for you sometimes.
Well, I was right next to the water fountain though. So anytime anybody who was giving me a hard time about sitting in the corner wanted to get a drink from the water fountain, I would get up and get a drink and it would last a really long time.
I learn something new about you all the time.
That was just third grade now.
Every day. So tonight I'm going to do vegan burritos for him.
What's the protein substitute in that? Is it just going to be straight vegetarian? Or are you putting anything in there that's supposed to mock protein? Or mimic, rather?
Brown rice, black beans, yellow corn. I mean, if I'm going to name all the colors. I'm going to do, I think, like a tofu or like impossible meat. I don't know. I need to go to the store.
I'm really impressed with the impossible meats.
Yeah. And so I think I'm going to get all the seasonings and then do all the rice and the beans and everything and like saute them all together and then put in the impossible, and then cook the impossible meat, whatever it says that I have to do. I don't know. I've never cooked it really. And then put in there. And then I haven't asked him about cheese though. He probably is not going to want cheese.
I say cheese is one of those where you ask for forgiveness later instead of permission now. You know, like who doesn't like cheese? And he's like, "Whoa, there's cheese." And he'd be like, "Who doesn't like cheese?"
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on like what not like cheese is. I make jokes about it on my social media. Like cheese is like for white girl tacos. Like, and I love white girl tacos. Like I like the ground beef with the taco seasoning and the lettuce. And my friend Yvonne, who's Hispanic, always makes fun of me because she makes real tacos. You know what I mean? So he probably, I don't know. He might not want. He eats real Mexican food, so he might not want cheese. He might just want like maybe that crumbly cheese in it, but not really. Mm-hmm.
It's like people who get like the weird fancy like goats and feta cheeses and stuff, right? And then, I mean, I don't know where you land on this.
I love goat cheese, but I have to eat it because it doesn't mess up my stomach as bad as dairy.
But I try these fancy cheeses that people bring around, and I think to myself, half of y'all are lying. Half of you are lying when you tell me how good this is, because I'm tasting all of it right now, and it tastes like moldy garbage.
You're a terrible human. You need to get like a good cracker. I do like a gluten-free everything cracker with goat cheese and maybe fig jam or that hot honey. Oh man, and a good piece of salami if you want meat. And then put some fig jam on it too, man. Oh, crush it.
It's like people who tell me that they love oysters on the half shell, right? And you're like, cool, what's on your oyster? And they're like, like cheese and hot sauce, and then I put this on it. I'm like, so do you like the oyster or do you like cheese and hot sauce? Because it sounds like you put everything on there to mask the flavor of the oyster.
Yeah, I made 3 types of barbecued oysters on my Traeger, and my favorite one was just the lime and the cilantro.
Yeah.
With a dash of hot sauce, yeah. But I don't like them raw. I like them off the grill. I like them.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the best ones I ever had, this guy Jay came over to my house and made some, and he just put shredded cheese and Tabasco sauce, and I think one other thing on it. And I thought, this is amazing.
You could do Parmesan and Tabasco, and some people do breadcrumbs. Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was. I think we have breadcrumbs, cheese, and Tabasco. And I thought, this tastes outstanding. And then I realized I'm not really tasting the oyster. Like I'm tasting the cheese, the breadcrumbs, and the Tabasco, and a little bit of the oyster, the oyster texture.
I did that, but I did it because I don't eat a lot of gluten-free bread because it's gross. So I did gluten-free pretzels because I'll eat the leftover of that and crunch those up with the Parmesan and stuff. And I liked the plain ones better.
Okay. So this brings up a really good question. The first time you ever watched Chopped, right?
Okay.
When you saw them pull all of the ingredients out of the bag, if you had no idea what the show was, when you saw them pull all the ingredients out of the bag and you saw some of the stuff that they had to incorporate, did you instinctively in your mind think that they were going to reduce those things or cut those things up? Or did you think they were going to find a way to like sprinkle them on the top? Because the very first episode of Chopped I ever watched, they brought out gummy bears in their secret bag, right? And so I'm watching, I'm like, how are these famous chefs going to sprinkle gummy bears on their dish and make it look okay? I didn't realize.
What did they do? End up simmering them down to make it like a sugar?
Yeah. And I didn't think about that, right? It was the first episode of Chopped I ever watched, and so I was waiting for these 5-star chefs to be like, "Here's my dish," and then a sprinkling of gummy bears.
We're not Chopped people. We're more like Nailed It people.
Yes.
Joey always begs me to go on Nailed It, and Joe's all, that's not a compliment. Well, shut up.
It's like that. It's like that smoker's toothbrush back in the day. There was that commercial where they'd be getting like toothbrush or toothpaste for their birthday. They'd be like, "But I don't have bad breath." And they would look around and be like, "Hey, take the hint."
Yeah. All right, you guys. Yep, nailed it. Yep, that's us right there. All right, we have a lot of cool stuff we're giving away on the air. We have Pitbull tickets. We have Boys to Men tickets. Friday, we have Disneyland tickets. Blogger Ashley broadcasted from Disneyland yesterday. Said it was the greatest. Oh, my God. I mean, so she was like, my two favorite things. And she put radio in Disneyland. And I wrote her and I go, I thought you were going to say Jake in Disneyland, but she hasn't written me back yet. That's her husband. But
I hope you get an email that just simply says, no, he's third. You read that right.
They were at Disneyland yesterday, had a blast. It's Halloween time already there. We have your Disneyland tickets on Free Ticket Friday, so that's coming up on Friday. And then this weekend coming up is I'm going to be at the Heart and Stroke Walk. The 209 Heart and Stroke Walk. Go to khop.com. You want to get registered there. The Lodi Grape Festival is this weekend. The Chocolate Festival is next weekend. We have a lot of stuff going on.
I'm getting a haircut in about 45 minutes. Is there anything new that I should do, or do I just stay with the same old shove it to the right?
We were talking about Ian Riley for 1 minute and 27 seconds. So we had
1 minute and 30 seconds. 1 minute and 30 seconds. It was getting long.
Where are you going? Are you going to a stylist, or are you going to the flea market? Where are you getting your haircut today?
I don't want to tell you now, Great Clips.
I'm fine with Great Clips. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. I got nothing else. I had no follow-up.
I want everybody to be working right now. Go to Great Clips. Tip her well.
That's it. Hey, have you found real quick before you go, are you tipping a lot better now than you were even a year ago? Because I found myself tipping even better now than I was a year ago, and I don't have the money for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have been tipping well, and I don't have the money for it either. I can't even go out to you right now anyway.
But it's one of those things, like they're working their butts off now, and so many people are looking for, and like they're covering for 2 and 3 people's shifts right now.
Even if they are super slow, if they're kind, I overtip because they're so understaffed that you don't know what's going on, if they're understaffed in the kitchen, if they're understaffed outside, so even if it takes a while, if the food is good, even sometimes when the food's not good, if she's trying or he is trying or they are trying their hardest, I overtip. I tip on takeout. I tip on mobile app. I tip on all of them. So here's what's going to happen. I have to stop going out to eat.
I'm too generous. I have to stop eating out.
I am too generous to stop eating out. And this is me. Remember how I've known you how long now? Almost 20 years. And I've always said I'll never work in the service industry. I did it for 6 months, and I way overtip now, only doing it for 6 months because it's hard.
It's amazing how quickly you find out that people are just jerks, right?
Oh, God. And I was a good tipper before that. Truth. I was a good tipper before that. Because of you. Yeah. I have server friends, and I never wanted to do that job. And then as soon as I did, I was like, people are bananas.
That first time that somebody's looking for you, and when they see you, they go, oh, yeah, I'll be the one ready.
So these women snapped at me, and I immediately sent somebody else over there so we could wrap it up and get them out of there. My friends who've been in the service industry for a long time said, as soon as that happens, you go slower, which I didn't know that rule.
I told you when I was a server at the Lenny's, I had these same people come in from the club every single night, and the ones that wouldn't tip because we'd get to know them, every time they asked for a refill or anything, they got the worst service because they knew it was coming at the end of the night.
See, but I know me. The longer I let it stew in there and pretend nothing's wrong, the meaner I get. So I'm like, I just need to get them out of here. And the girls that I worked with, we all, like, if somebody was having a hard time, we would kind of swoop in. So I was like, somebody's taking one for the team for me with this group. I can't do it.
Somebody take the snapper. Hey, you go get the snapper.
9 next time and split your tip, but somebody's got to take care of the snapper for me because I'm about to lose it.
Yep.
Yeah, I way over tip. Tip your servers, tip your bartenders, tip them all. They're dealing with, and if they call last call early, there is a reason. Shut your mouth, get out the bar.
And on that note.
All right, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, guys.